Chad Prather rose to internet fandom as the man who's unapologetically Southern.
Heath Oaks is a published author who failed his way to success.
Together, they tackle today's headlines in a way only a Southern Spitfire and a millennial mogul can.
Take off your sport coat, grab a beer, and enjoy the conversation.
This is Second Shot with Chad Prather and Heath Oaks.
But now we get to come back, and I get to still sit next to the good-looking Oliver sitting here next to us.
Well,
How are
thank you
sir?
very much, sir. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
I just love the idea that the intro references Chad, so I can be Chad and do all kinds of bad stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm Chad, y'all.
Be
That's
Chad
true.
Prather. Zach, what's going on, brother?
Same old, same old. Heath, how are you?
You know, if I was doing any better, I'd just be you.
Well, thank you. It's very complimentary. I appreciate it.
You know, have y'all done anything fun lately?
Well, see, the thing that's cool about my life is I get to do fun stuff all the time. That's all I do.
Why don't you just brag about it a little bit?
Well, yesterday, my daughter had her birthday party, though.
Yeah.
So I had to do birthday. She wanted a Moana party.
Oh.
Moana, you know.
It's popular.
Yeah, it's very popular. But the problem is I had to dress up as Maui. And I don't know if you've seen the movie.
We got to get pictures of this.
Maui doesn't wear a whole lot.
Yeah.
Right, and he's a big guy.
Yes, he is.
He's got a 6-pack, or a 12-pack.
He's got a keg is what he has. But
How do we get pictures of this?
Oh, no, those pictures are burned. In fact,
It's an audio podcast. Nobody will ever see it.
Oh, well, we got to get pictures of that and post it on the show notes or something. This would be great.
I
don't
was
know how you
wearing
feel
a
about that.
wig
I'm
and
in.
I was sweating like crazy.
Yeah.
It was horrific. I had to carry that big fish hook.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, my wife made it out of paper mache.
Oh, wow.
And apparently paper mache is quite heavy.
All right. Who'd have thought?
It sounds thin and light.
What'd you do about the tattoos? You have
I
like
didn't do the
sleeves or-
tattoos.
Okay, well, that's all right.
Because I was like, he has all those tattoos,
Yeah.
and they move, and so I couldn't figure out how to pull that one off.
Shirtless?
Yes, I did go
I
shirt
respect
off.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Strong move.
Well, look,
And just
anything for the daughter, right?
Those of you who are wondering, it's a C cup, but it's
Yeah.
nice. It's perky and firm.
Yeah. It's all about the roundness of it.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
It's basically one of those, whatever the daughter says, you do.
If you have a daughter, it doesn't matter how tough you are. It doesn't matter how hardcore you think you are. The minute you have a daughter, you're wrapped around her finger.
Yeah.
And she could say anything because I fought that idea for so long.
Yeah.
And she was like, but Daddy, oh, okay, honey,
Yeah.
I'll do it.
You got me. Got me. Now, Zach, this next headline, this one's just hilarious.
It's
I
something.
about cried. I laughed at it. So you got to tell us about this one.
Right. Here's the headline. Man says woman drugged him at his uptown condo and stole his puppy. And you'd think there's more to it. I'm reading it. I really don't think there is. Dallas police are investigating a man's report that a woman he invited into his uptown condo drugged him and stole his puppy. King, the man, Dan King, says he was out with friends at Sidebar in uptown Dallas Tuesday when a woman approached him. He invited her back to his condo at the W. Her and I got into an Uber to come back. I was expecting other people to join us. Those other people never came, and we fixed a drink, or should I say, she fixed me a drink.
Aha.
Didn't get a blood test. Didn't get a blood test, but believes he was drugged because the next thing he knew, the concierge was banging on his door the next morning. Concierge told him his guest had just left the building with his 10-week-old puppy, Daisy. Daisy is a baby bulldog. The woman was caught on surveillance camera with the baby bulldog tucked under her arm. King also noticed his condo was ransacked with watches, jewelry, and cash missing. Drawers had been pillaged and things had been gone through. Yeah,
I don't know
that's
about
pretty
you.
much the story.
You can go take my wallet, my jewelry.
Yeah.
You take my dog, I'm going to kill you.
I'm gonna keep that in mind for a rainy day. I can take Heath's wallet. It's
Take
jewelry.
it. Don't touch my dog.
Well, you have a dog.
Yes.
What's your dog's name?
Charlie.
Okay, Charlie sounds like a good dog.
He is.
Like the kind of dog you don't want somebody stealing.
Absolutely.
I have a dog, my wife's dog, Princess Peanut McButter III.
That's adorable.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and she's a.
So would you like somebody to steal her?
Yeah, she's a mix. She's a Chihuahua, and I have no idea what else. And she is an adorable little dog, but all she does is lick. So I wish somebody would try to steal it. They'd be back in 24 hours going, I have saliva all over everything. Can you take the dog back? How do you steal someone's dog?
I love how he said, I was getting, what he did was,
Yes.
you and I both know what he was doing. He was
Yeah.
cleaning it up for the camera because he's saying he was getting his car expecting other people come.
Yeah.
you
No,
know
you
what
know
you're
you
doing.
weren't.
You know what y'all were
Nobody
trying
joined
to do.
us in our Uber, please.
When
Come on
nobody,
now.
when nobody joined you, you were like, yes.
Yes. Yes. You were like, I win.
Yeah, you thought this was headed down a street you wanted to be
Yes.
on, and it wasn't.
And it sure enough did.
Yeah, well, and I love the fact that he what did you think was going to happen? She made you a drink in your house?
Yeah, that's where I was
Yeah.
going. Like, really? You had a woman, a guest, make you a drink in your own home?
Yeah.
Really? Like,
Well-
come on.
And wasn't it like the time, like it was way before the clubs and stuff had closed, actually. I think they went back.
Okay,
So let's be honest here. you know, you ain't no you're no Thor here, okay?
No.
So
No
for so
Casanova.
really good looking girl
Uh-huh.
to offer to go to your house
Right.
before the club closes,
Right.
something ain't right.
Well, you're from here like I'm from here. You
Yeah.
know your mother said, ain't nothing good happening
After midnight.
Right. The only thing open at is Denny's and something else.
But if you you know, on a good night back in the day being single and stuff, if you were able to get a girl to go home with you after the club closed when everybody was all a lot more, you had a lot more time to work on it. You know, if she quickly wants to go back to your place with you, you ain't that good. You need to be honest with yourself.
So you're saying he needs to be more of a realist.
Yes, he needs to be real that girl was way too good looking for him.
Yeah, exactly.
And she wanted to go to his house way too quick.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that you got to spend a lot of time working on it.
Well, especially nowadays, because before women will date you or talk to you, they got to do a whole social media background check on you. No woman's just looking at you going, yeah, let's jump in your car and go back to your place.
Yeah.
They're like, I was checking your Facebook.
Yeah.
And what happened to this? And
I saw that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why does a guy this irresponsible have a 10-week-old puppy? Anybody get to the bottom of that? How did that happen?
Okay, the saddest part is that he said his other dog is sad now. That dog.
got
So he
another
has
dog.
two
Oh,
dogs.
gosh, I didn't get to that part. Yeah,
he
he's
has
got
two dogs. And so the other dog, even the other dog is like, man, look how dumb you are.
Yeah.
You stole it from the dog. The man's dog is now
They're heartbroken. The dog is like, you are dumb.
Now-
You are really dumb. It's the Antoine Dodson of dogs. You are really dumb.
You are really dumb.
You are, look at you. You are dumb.
That's still one of the best video clips of all time. What I took from this was that going back to when things seem be too good to be true, they usually are.
absolutely true.
And in today's world, you don't have the excuses. I get sick and tired of hearing if I get an email or a phone call for one more multi-level marketing deal, I'm going to shoot myself. And look, you can make money in some MLMs. I get all that. And now, but like this other pitch that come out talking about, see, you buy shares of the company. So when it goes public, isn't that what they're doing? They're getting all these schemes get creative.
Right.
But you all have to understand something. In today's world, you have no excuses to get taken advantage of. Google.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
like you can almost find everything. Find out about that person. Don't just jump on it. When things seem too good to be true, they typically are. You have any stories or anything that you've ever dealt with when things were like, or maybe you watched somebody that was taken advantage of, or maybe it happened to you because you didn't know what you were doing either?
Well, I'm really cautious about dealing with things. I'm like you said. I
Yeah.
do a lot of research before I get involved in anything. And there's an old saying in comedy that 3 out of 4 people are intelligent, which means that if you're not the intelligent one, you got to be able to look around and know I'm the dummy.
Yeah.
And so if you look at your 3 friends and they look smart, you're the dumb one.
Yep.
And so I think this guy had to be able to look around and see that you got to know when you get ready to go out in the club, I don't look that good.
Yeah.
Right.
And I could do
This seems
I
really
could do
easy.
a sit up, and I'm the one who's looking bad here.
Yeah.
And so how did I get taken advantage of? You let yourself get taken advantage of because you overestimated your hand. You always got to be able to look at your hand and know I don't have a good hand.
Yes. And the struggle has to the struggle is real with anything. So with business, personally, anything, you got to work for something that's worth it, right? If you just quickly want to go back with you, something ain't right, okay? But here's the thing: in today's world, I mean, I can't tell you how many of these things get pitched at me. I'm going, everything about that seems sketchy. Why in the heck are so many people still doing it? You are letting yourself get taken advantage of over and over when you have no excuses these days. Google it, look it up. And you can find and research stuff. Don't jump off. If people are wanting, if anything sounds too good, the whole get-rich-quick scheme
Right.
is not true.
Well, there's no such thing as
Yes.
a get rich. Somebody has to put in the work.
Yes.
The question is, who's going to put in the work?
Yep.
Because when we say a get rich quick scheme, what we mean is I'm not going to do any work. Somebody else did
Yeah.
all the work. And so you got to be able to look and see where the work's getting done. And is it something you need to do, or did I not do the work? Because for us, I have to go do a show. I can't mail it in.
Yeah.
I have to be able to deal with people and do the show itself. I can't steal jokes from somebody else. That's bad.
Yep.
And people will see that I'm not putting in the work. But luckily for me, I do a job, I'm an improvisational comedian,
Yeah.
where I can do the minimum amount of work.
Yeah.
I don't prepare,
Yeah.
and that's part of the job.
But you've been doing it for
description.
20 years.
Yeah, I
So
have
it's
a
a
little
little
bit
easier.
of skill.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
done 8,000 shows. I can work this out.
I go back to it, folks. Listen, there's a lot of things out there today. promising you all these get-rich-quick schemes. These people saying you pay $200, get 200 people, and then you do nothing, you make millions of dollars. That's not true. Real success and wealth building is a long grind, takes a long time, takes a lot of screw-ups. It is absolutely false for any which way, shape, or form to make easy money. Listen to me. Learn that. Do not do anything easy money, okay? We're going to be right back for the second segment of Second Shot.
He likes cowboy hats and boots.
And he's a suit and tie kind of guy. Chad Prather and Heath Oaks host more of Second Shot coming up on RNCN.
Ready, aim, fire. Second Shot is back for another round on the Real News Communications Network.
Oliver, I know that this next one is going to be hilarious to you just because you have probably seen this go on before.
Yeah.
In a back end deal, if knowing with my wife too that she's like almost almost everyone I've ever worked with at some point or other go kind of lose it. And,
every now and then somebody will go ballistic. Yeah.
Now, we went back to this couple episodes back. We did on the guy that the Today Show, Lawrence O'Donnell. His tirade got leaked, and he was literally. I mean, did you see this?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he lost it, didn't? I mean, who in the mother? Like he dropped the F-bombs. He dropped every bomb there was. I mean, it went crazy. So. I thought it was funny because a little story just came out. The Today Show editor fired over Lawrence O'Donnell tirade leak. So they went back and found the producer that leaked that footage and traced it back to him, and now that person is fired.
Wow.
What have you seen the tirades like this guy?
Well, first of all, I mean, there's a really famous one of Bill O'Reilly snapping, and we'll do it live.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, some people I know are like, how could they fire this guy? The truth is, in TV, everybody has some video you don't want everybody to see.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't gone off and I haven't cussed anybody out.
Yeah.
But there's always something where you were picking your nose, or
something really
or
good.
you sneezed and it made you look weird on TV, and you don't want that existing out in the world. And for somebody to let that go, it's like they broke the circle of trust. You've broken the trust tree.
Yes.
You can't tell people what we do.
Well, and it's funny because Jeff Crilly here did a blooper thing. Jenny was just a blooper. She was a reporter downtown when the fire happened.
Yeah.
And as she's on live TV doing her deal, the car drove by, splashed water all over, threw water all over.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
And Heath, in classic husband fashion, sees the clip on Facebook and goes, "Sorry, honey, this is hilarious."
Yeah, this is
I definitely like that comment. That was great.
Yeah, it was really good, and she played it off very well. But those bloopers, like you said, over time something will come out on you on TV.
You're going to say something.
Now this dude looked like an asshole to me.
Well, he did, and his problem was something else is going on. You don't get that mad about your IFB not working and threatening to kill people.
Yeah.
Something else is happening. Right. But we've all had a situation where, I was on air one time and they were arguing about something in the booth. I just pulled my IFB out and I kept going. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I threatened to kill some people just because this was going wrong. Yeah. It's one of those things where, luckily for me, when I'm doing comedy, it's in the moment.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about, people record stuff all the time. You can't say that. I'll give you an example.
But you always know you're live and in front of people, and it can be out against you. Versus sometimes when in behind the scenes.
Well, I had a lady one time. We were doing a bit where I start off in the audience, and I'm we're making jokes and we're having a good time, and this lady starts talking during the show, and she's literally having a conversation with the girl next to her. So I turn to her and I go, "Hey, shh," and she's like, "You can't tell me to shut up." And I said, "I just did tell you to shut up." And she said, "Who do you think you are?" And I said, "I think I'm the dude whose face is on the front of this building." And she's like, "Well, you can't talk." I said, "Yes, I can talk to you that way." And I stopped the show. I was like, "Oh, look, we have to stop because we're not going any further until this woman," and I have woman in quotes, because I said something else that I probably shouldn't have said, but I was upset. And I said, "This woman has to go."
Yeah.
Here's the catch. The next day, my wife comes home after going to the beauty salon, and she says,
"Beauty salon talk."
Yeah, she said I was at the beauty salon, and the woman doing my hair. We were talking, having a nice conversation, and then she proceeded to tell me about how her sister got thrown out of a comedy show last night. So it always comes back. There's always a connection. It doesn't matter what you do. Somehow it's going to work its way back to you.
I was struggling with this one because I was like, I feel like that. It's funny because not being news business, you were talking about how you broke the trust circle, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, man, he did the right thing. There's this dude being an ass, and he put it out and get fired. But but when you say that, I go, you are right. That you all have a trust by there. No matter how irate he gets, your job as a producer there, and that proprietary footage is owned by that TV, and that's what you're given to. So at the end of the day, whether some of us want to say, great for getting this dude out there.
Yeah.
Your job was not, you were not supposed to do that. So you did break the trust there because you're not supposed to let that happen.
Well, the way I look at it is people will give you orders.
Yeah.
They'll ask you to do something. Is it lawful? Is it illegal?
Yeah.
Did he ask you to break a law or something like that? That's different. Somebody can't ask you to do something illegal. But as long as they ask you to do something that's part of your job, if he was being a real jerk and doing some stuff like the Mel Gibson tape or something like that, where it's like crosses
sexual
a line,
harassment, stuff like that.
If you cross a line, we need to get you. But if you don't cross a line, if you just snapped off because one day something wasn't right, everybody has a bad day. I don't want to throw you under the bus because you had a bad day.
He obviously had something. This producer obviously had something up with him, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
They didn't like him. Because he knew he was risking his job, and he knew that there was going to be a way for it to trace back. Because everything in that TV world has to transfer from there to somebody's computer to go somewhere, and they can trace it every step of the way.
The problem of our life right now is that everybody's got a cell phone with a camera on it.
Right.
And so everything you do that is not you alone in the bathroom, you have to say, somebody can record this and put this out there. So I have to watch what I'm saying. Even during a show, I have to be careful what I say because somebody's recording it. Somebody's videotaping it. Even if we're just messing around, it's like one of those things where you have to be careful because somebody could take it, put it in the wrong context, and then make you look bad.
Has that changed your shows?
It hasn't changed my shows because I feel like the best thing I can do is just not be one of those people who crosses a line on a regular basis. If I cross a line, you brought it on yourself.
Yeah.
And it's very clear that we, somebody who etiquette rules have changed recently. I don't know when it became acceptable to take a phone call during a live performance.
So disrespectful. There's nothing I hate more than talking when other people are talking and doing stuff like that. That's so disrespectful to me.
So I walked over to this woman and I said, "Hey, who are you talking to?" Well, give me the phone. I'll talk to him. And I took her phone and I talked to the person, had a conversation with. I said, "Hey, is she a doctor? Because the only person who should be taking a phone call during the show is there should be a child who neneeds a heart transplant on the other end of this line.
And you know
right
what?
now.
It should be taking it and walking out the back until you get out the doors to answer it. Even if you are adult, you know what I mean? Like if you know
you're a grown up. I just took a picture of my butt.
Yeah. I think about it and I go, you got to go back to wherever you're in your work world. No matter if you don't like somebody or not, you got to follow the rules that are given to you. Now, look, especially with all the stuff with this douchebag of Harvey Weinstein, it appalls me that this dude, how this goes on for so long, as disgusting as this man was. Like it absolutely is appalling to me that it lasted that long.
Right.
And everybody who knew a little bit of something about it, which sounded like a lot of people actually did, because you no way you're that big of a creep and not everybody knew about it.
Right.
You know what? Shame on y'all for not stepping up and saying something. But something like this, this guy's just going on tirade here. He's mad. Somebody's in his ear. Like, you have a job to do, and you're given the trust to do your job. You know what? You got to put up with some of that sometimes. And then, like you said, there's that line. Look, you should always go leak anything. If it's sexual harassment, somebody crossed the line, you need to get on out there and tell it.
If he crossed the line, you have to out that person. I understand that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about, like, somebody with Harvey Weinstein.
Weinstein, is that it? I don't even know how to say it.
No, one of the guys.
That's my
show,
redneck in me.
He spilled a bottle of wine, and we called him Harvey Weinstein. And so,
that's good.
Yeah, if you have somebody like that who's doing activity that's obviously illegal, it's not. You don't need to hide them. They need to be outed. You don't need to encourage them. But the problem with him was he was making people money, and people did not want to mess with their money. And that's part of the problem is that sometimes there's things that are more important than money.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean that especially on the level of him.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
He's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Money shouldn't have come into the equation.
No.
He should have been called out first off.
Yeah. No. Well, I will never see Lawrence O'Donnell in the same light again from that video, but I think it's
Well,
really
you learned a
funny.
lot about him.
Yeah,
You learned
absolutely.
he has a more colorful vocabulary.
Next time I see him,
Yeah.
I'll laugh. Yeah. Look at this guy.
We'll wrap this up. We'll be back for the third segment. We got a couple of questions here. It'll be pretty interesting.
Now that's what I call ignorance on fire. More of Second Shot with Chad and Heath still to come. Kick off your boots or suit up. The choice is yours. Welcome back to Second Shot with Chad and Heath on RNCN.
The third segment can be some of the most fun because it's really a free-for-all with going with answering the questions. And some of the stuff we typically get in can be pretty entertaining.
Well, you have a lot of listeners, and they're very engaged. So.
Very much so.
Right.
It can be very, very entertaining. Now,
Fire away.
Now, I will say that just for everybody to know, secondshotcast@gmail.com, questions, comments, or any of that. Now, also, go leave us a review, rating. Share this on your Facebook. We need more ratings and reviews. The more ratings and more reviews, the more it comes up on the show for more people to find our podcast and the movement that we're making here with it, to have a little humor and fun and inspirational talk as well. So,
absolutely.
Secondshotcast@gmail.com and go leave us a rating. Now, the first one, this one is kind of more of a statement. This is
Okay.
From H. Tyler Collett. Well, this is funny. His name is Heath.
Right.
So this guy's name is
Okay.
Heath. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I know why you picked it.
Yep. Actually, Zach picked it.
Okay.
Well, hey, it seemed nice. All right, it's not something you hear every day. Go ahead.
Hello, and because he's 16. Like, it's cool. We got a 16-year-old.
Okay.
So, hello, I'm 16, and I love listening to your podcast. I probably listened to each one about 3 times over. I think it's also funny that Heath and I have the same name. Thank you guys so much for being an inspiration. Sincerely, Heath.
Okay.
It's just cool. Like not many people take time these days to actually send somebody something nice. Like, they only take time when they want to, give it to somebody for doing something wrong. So, you know what, Heath? We appreciate you taking time to just let us know you're enjoying it.
Well, not just that, but isn't there a rule that if somebody who has a negative experience,
Yes.
they're 10 times more likely.
Yes.
So you can count each positive as like 100 people.
Yes.
That's what I've always
I can
heard.
get behind
That's true.
that.
I like
Yeah,
that.
wow,
I like
all
that
right.
thinking.
And
That's
so-
good thinking.
that.
Also,
Yeah.
I would like to congratulate him on being 16 years old and having the name Heath.
Yeah.
Because, that's a...
He's got to be a badass.
Okay, but have you found...
It's got to be.
There's truth in that. But have you found that people now, they have more uncommon names?
Yes.
Because nobody wants to have the same name as somebody else. Back in the day, everybody wanted to have the same name. If your name was Jim, you were like, his name's Jim too. I know it's an okay name now.
Right.
But now people... My uncle, a physician, he had a woman who gave birth, and she wanted to name her child something original. So she wanted to name different spelling maybe.
Sure.
So she wanted to call him Brian. So my uncle goes, okay, we'll go with Bryan. And she goes, no, Brain. And he had to explain that that's brain and that's not Brian. Doesn't
Right.
matter how you want to pronounce it.
Yeah.
When we had my daughter's name is Brighton.
Okay.
Not many people named Brighton.
Right.
It's a very it's more of an England name. It's a Europe
Yes.
name, and it's boys mainly in
Okay.
Europe at Brighton. But so we named her Brighton, and at the hospital we had talking to nurse about awkward names. Do you know that 30-something people last year in Dallas County named their kid Absidy, ABCDE?
Yeah.
Oliver.
ABCD.
Absidy,
No, that's-
ABCD.
No, that's dumb.
That's dumb.
D-U-M.
Like I don't want to say you're giving your kid like a bad start.
Yes,
but
you
like,
are.
Yeah, you're kind of setting them on the wrong foot there.
Well,
man, that's going to be tough to get around.
I'm going to step out into it and say, look, I understand parents, you want to have your child's a unique, beautiful individual, and I get that. But you don't want to curse them with. There's a little girl at the school where we go,
Yeah.
and Genesis.
Genesis.
Okay, I'm gonna give you $1 if you can get it right out of the box. Spell it.
Spell it?
Yes.
Oh, God, it's probably not traditional.
No,
right?
absolutely.
I'm going to guess there's a Y in there.
There's a-
JENSES.
Oh, you were so close.
Oh, what do you got?
J-I-N. No, wait. Jinsys.
Gin ISIS. perfect.
Yeah.
If a child can't spell their own name,
Got a problem?
yeah, life is hard.
That's a tough game.
I asked the nurse, I said, has there ever been a time that somebody tried to name their kid something and you were like, no, that just, because I know, like, it's got to be some extreme for you to do that because I'm sure as a nurse you're not.
Right.
She goes, there was one time.
Okay.
All right.
Really young lady. She was like, I think 15 or so. And she was by herself, come in and had her kid. And when they asked her what she wanted to name it, she said, clitoris.
No.
No.
She goes,
because they will never find her.
She goes, she goes,
All right.
she said, honey, where'd you hear that? She goes, a while ago, kind of wheeling us in. There's somebody, by a nurse, something that they were saying that said something clitoris or something, and so clitoris or something. And she goes, lady, she goes, baby girl, let me tell you what that is.
Yeah.
And number two, you ain't doing that.
No, you can't do
So I
that.
said, I don't blame you. I'd have stopped that one.
Well, the other one that bothers me is that people who, you can spell it however you want, but I'm going to pronounce it the way you spelled it.
Yes.
You don't get to tell me it's a different pronunciation.
Yes.
There was a girl that went to high school with me, Janafra, but it was spelled Jennifer. So
Janafra?
No, she Jennifer. I don't care where she's from.
Sorry.
Janafra.
I'm saying it right. You're saying it wrong.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
What's going on
Do
there.
you know any? Do you know any other Heaths?
Actually, no. You're the first Heath I've ever physically met. I've heard of now Heath Barr.
Yes,
of course.
That's how I always have to say whenever I say my name because my redneck accent always covers up what, and I don't speak very well as it is. So like they'll be like Keith or Pete, and I'll go Heath like I used to say Heath like Heath Ledger, and then when he died, it's kind of morbid. So I was like, so I do Heath like the Heath Bar. Most people get it, but what's funny is Heath is not a very common name. I don't meet a lot of people named Heath, and most of the time, a lot of time when I meet people, they'll go, oh, you're the first Heath I actually know or something, right? But here's what's funny. So you've been all over the country, been everything, and never met one in real life, right?
Right.
My school, which was from 9th grade to 12th grade, was 108 students.
Okay, salute.
Okay, so I graduated with 23 kids. Very small rural school, right? There were 5 Heaths.
Really?
In my high school.
Really? Wow, that's an anomaly.
So what was weird about that, and here's the thing is several of them were like moved in from different areas, so it wasn't like something like
it wasn't in the water.
Like Jenny said in Indianapolis, everybody's name was Peyton.
Right.
I was about 10 years old. When Peyton Manning, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
So I thought it was hilarious because when I got out of there and stuff, and I realized because I thought my name was
common.
Yeah. But then I get out and I go, nobody knew what it was. I was like, okay, well, I know that's not the most common name now.
Is it short for Heathcliff or is it just Heath?
No, just Heath.
I like it.
Short for Heathcliff, like
Right?
he's a British aristocrat.
Exactly,
just
like
sitting on a
British
cliff.
aristocrat.
Well,
Add a little class.
Well, my brother's Jared, and if you know anything about old westerns,
Yeah.
the Big Valley, Jared and Heath were the cousins
Okay.
on Big Valley
wow.
Western.
All right, that's a
So
Bert
I'm
Ernie
Heath
connection.
and
I get
Jared,
it.
my brother Jared, we were the stars of Big Valley. Now we got the second one. This is from Cal Holloway.
Okay.
He says, just how smart is Chad? Seriously, the man is literally Google. I agree he is. He comes up. I don't know how he has the most random information in the world, but the man does. He reads a lot. My question, when it comes to business, how much does brains play into the success of someone? So what I think he's probably really asking is that just like pure intelligence, like if you say, man, that guy made it in business because he's just so smart, because Chad is a very Chad is the walking encyclopedia. If somehow the guy knows, like he'll quote tons of these Bible verses, like he knows all of these stories and all this stuff out of nowhere. What would you think? Brains, like just pure intelligence.
I think it's not the key factor because there are plenty. We all know one rich guy who ain't that smart.
Yep.
Let's just be honest.
Yes.
Oh God, don't we?
But they all have they stick to it.
Yeah.
I think tenacity
That
is more
resilience.
important. Speaking of a good name for a child, somebody name your kid Tenacity.
Tenacity.
That's a good name, actually.
My name's
Not bad.
Tenacity Jenkins.
Yeah.
But I think tenacity is more important. Now, intelligence will make it easier for you.
Yeah.
It'll help you through stuff. But I think wisdom's more important than intelligence.
Yep.
Wisdom, because there's a saying that intelligence is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing that you don't put it on fruit salad.
Right.
And so that's the important part.
I like that. And
Yeah.
say that again.
Intelligence is knowing that a tomato is a fruit.
Yeah.
Wisdom is knowing you don't put it on fruit salad.
And how do you gain wisdom? going through the motions.
Right.
Put that shit on a fruit salad and it ain't that good.
Somebody put it on a fruit salad and made a mistake. There you go.
Hey, Cal, I tell you, honestly, it's not that important because I really don't have much brains. I was the kid that when I was going to go to a junior college and I went like 2 semesters, and I found out afterwards, I was like, I only had like 2 hours. Like, I've been here like 2 semesters. Well, when you go into junior college, there's 3 remedial levels of like the third, which is you're really dumb and you got to start here and go to the second remedial, the first remedial, science,
so
math.
You were in the 13th grade.
I was in the third of all of them.
Wow.
Of every single one. So the little test I had to take, I literally had to start on the third level of the math, the English, the science, the history.
Right.
After my second semester, I had 12 hours a semester. And I was like, oh, so my college hours, and she was like, you've got 2. And I went, no, I've been here. Like, she goes, yeah, but those don't count. I go, well, you know what? Screw you. I ain't giving you no more of my money for me to sit back here and take this. So I said, I'm out. And I went to work.
That's wisdom.
Yeah, exactly. And
no,
so
that's it.
Cal, honestly, I'm not the smartest person. I'm smart enough to know. My mentor told me, Heath, don't spend your time with all those things you're not going to be good at. What you're really good at will make a lot of money, and you hire people that can do those skills,
right,
and empower them to do it. So wisdom is using others, like you talked about earlier with the book and everything, how it talks about using everybody. You know, brains doesn't matter. It's the wisdom of knowing I got to use a lot of people. So your one brain does not matter because you're never going to be successful by yourself. You're going to need a team anyway.
You will never be as intelligent as the collective. If you can assemble a team of people around you. I heard something interesting the other day. You are the average of your 5 most important friends. You said that.
Oh, I heard
there you go.
Yeah.
I heard a wise man say that.
and it's true. If you look around and think about with your friend, like, it's absolutely true.
And so, see, that's wisdom. And that's the thing. You want to be wise more than you want to be intelligent, but it's more important to be wise.
Absolutely. And know what you got. So tell them all about your book. Tell them where to find you. Tell them about your shows.
4-Day Weekend, 4dayweekend.com. Check us out. We're in Fort Worth at Sundance Square every Friday and Saturday at 7:30 and 10. The book is Happy Accidents. It's on Amazon right now. Just check the bestseller list. That's where it is.
All right. Well, you can look me up at Heath Oaks or at Ignorance on Fire, secondshotcast@gmail.com. And if you like these episodes, please go leave us a rating or review right now at this very moment. Oliver, I appreciate you coming in and taking the time, man. That means a lot to me.
Thank you very much, sir. It would be the wise thing to do would be to leave a review.
Yes, that's even better. Yeah, I like that. See you guys till next time.
Bye,
Second Shot.
Janafra. I'll see you in a little bit.
Absolutely.
You're listening to RNCN, the digital destination for premium talk radio.